Hi, so ek's Geldenhuys and representing Mont Blanc Nursery with Biosphere, and I'm just going to tell you a little bit of what we do seedlings wise, plants outside, macadamias, cuttings, and how we started, our plans for the future, and the aim going forward. What should our ideal goal be, clients wise, export wise, local sales? It's a bit of everything, to be honest. So we can start on that side. So the concept of the nursery actually started about 3-4 years ago. We had major fires on our farm during 2018-19. With our lease farms, we literally lost about, I think, 90% of our natural farm grounds and lands. So that forced us to start a nursery on concept to generate plants as soon as possible to replant the burnt areas. And that's where the whole nursery idea concept started. We initially had joint ventures in town, but distance-wise, kilometer-wise, it's a logistic problem. So we decided to move everything here, and with GCBR and joint venture with them, this was possible, creating infrastructure here to benefit both parties. The seedlings are the very first step in any nursery. So this is Protea kings, or Cineroides as they call it, and these are basically done from seeds. And then obviously in a nursery you need to have certain divisions as the plants go. So from the seedlings it will go outside into kilogram, 2 kilogram and 3 kilogram bags. And then the same with cuttings, we follow the same process, I would say. So the long-term process would be within 2 years to generate enough plants to go into the market, but you need to build up stock to reach a point where we can do that. These are the macadamia, also cultivated from seed. So this is more long-term process. It normally takes up to about 2 years to generate a meter tree, and from there it can go to a commercial farmer expanding their farms. The seedlings also go into 2.5 and 3 kilogram bags outside, and that takes about roughly 18 to 24 months for them to be sold to a commercial farmer. So these boxes were packed for export for South America. It's Leucospermum succession cuttings that we made. That's what they look like when you export them. Okay, like I mentioned, inside, obviously from the seedlings it gets packed over to bigger bags, 2 liters and 3 liters, like this. And the end goal would be to build up enough stock in the next 24 months to get to the wholesale and retail industry within the Western Garden route. But obviously we need to build up stock first, so that takes a while from seedlings to a sizable plant that you can sell. Here we've separated the 2 kilograms, 3 kilograms, or 2 liters and 3 liters. That side 2 liters and 3 liters, and the two furthest rows would be liters and 1.5 liters. This is the macadamia section. So they've reached the size now where we could take them outside. It's going to be hardened off, and then we've got at least another 14 months here before they size and can move on to the next stage. So currently, like I explained inside, the seedlings obviously gets planted outside, and from here it will grow into a certain phase before it gets sold to retail, wholesale or commercial farmers. The problem we currently have is obviously labor, because it takes a lot of work to fill these bags, plant the seedlings over. So currently we employ 2 people full-time with the help of GCBR and funding to get to a point where we can build up stock. Going forward, I reckon the nursery could grow into a business where you can easily employ 20 to 25 people just maintaining this and obviously expanding. I think the other problem a lot of nurseries don't always realize is you need space, especially with the bigger bags, and with space you need labor, and with labor you need a lot of hands, getting to a point where you've got enough stock to go into retail and wholesale. So I think the aim for Mont Blanc Nursery and GCBR going forward would be to expand in our workforce, employing more people, employing a manager, getting vehicles and trucks to transport the material to different sites and locations, And that would be the greater aim for the next 2 years. It's just expanding with our workforce and employing people in the region. We struggle with, well, the region struggles with a lot of people that don't have work. So if we can formulate to create something here and employ more people in our local surroundings, that would be ideally, and turn it into a proper wholesale retail business. Initially, when the concept of Mont Blanc Florais and Mont Blanc Nursery and GCBR decided to form a working relationship, GCBR did tremendous work before we started. So they grew indigenous trees and plants for rehab centers and the places where they worked and did clearing and everything. So these are great examples of all types of indigenous plants and trees that was already grown by GCBR for the purpose of rehabilitating certain areas and getting the natural plants back to its area. So this is also a great stepping stone and a way forward, just to increase our indigenous plants and trees in our surroundings, and especially in areas where GCBR already cleared of black wattles and blue gum and stuff like that. And yeah, the plants are really good and healthy, and definitely something we can expand going forward as well. Yeah, we've reached a stage now where we're going forward, but obviously everything within the nursery takes time, and I think with the help with our partners at GCBR and everyone involved, we're moving forward quite nicely, to be honest. Obviously we've got a couple of obstacles in our way going forward for expansion, but we're definitely heading in that right direction. Our markets would always be local retail, nurseries, coffee shops, any place that sells flower or plants. And then I think commercial farmers, obviously with the macadamias, and reaching a point where we've got enough stock. So I would be next year, Jan-Feb, to start doing a circular route and supplying local markets. But yeah, the help with all our partners involved, especially GCBR and everyone that helped us to this certain point, we can only thank. Thank you.